Right now, Vocal Kentucky members and allies are mourning the loss of 5 people over the last 2 weeks who they say struggled with homelessness, substance abuse, mental health challenges, justice involvement, and poverty. Thanks for joining us here at 6:30. I'm Alex Dieterer. They say 2 of the people were lost in the past weekend. In the span of about 48 hours, there were at least 9 victims from 6 violent incidents in Louisville. We now go to Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Connie Offit, who are at South Brook Street, where Vocal Kentucky and others are grieving this loss of life. Clarice.
Yes, Alex, people have gathered here at the Vocal Kentucky office. They're actually inside right now getting ready to watch a slideshow of people that have been lost, including the 5 lost in the past 2 weeks. So 2 of those people were murdered, another 2 from overdose, and 1 was deemed from natural causes. Vocal Kentucky tells me they believe it was health complications from long-term substance use. We've actually talked to the families of the 2 murdered just in this week. It was Ashley Lanham, who was killed on Labor Day, not too far away from the office here, and Rachel Hughes, who was found shot at the Shawnee boat ramp last Sunday. But the pictures that they're seeing right now inside aren't just pictures to them.
And it just brings the bigger picture of how many people we lose that are forgotten and not celebrated in the life that they did have, and because they're people that work with Vocal and that I work with every day that miss them every single day.
So Vocal Kentucky says a lot of these deaths were reinforced by Kentucky laws, pointing to law that's made it illegal to camp on Kentucky streets. They say that it only continues the cycle of homelessness and substance use. Live on South Brook Street, Clarice Shaley, WHAS11 on your side.
All right, thank you, Clarice. In Elizabethtown, a lawsuit has finally been settled years after a Denny sign fell and tragically killed a Kentucky couple. In January of 2023, a car with 3 people inside was crushed by a massive Denny sign. The National Weather Service said there was a 40-mile-hour winds at the time of the accident. The mother and husband died from the accident, and the couple's daughter, Mary Howard, was also injured, but she did survive. We actually spoke with her years ago after the incident.
I don't know that the shock has wore off, or the fact that we're going home and life's going to continue without her. I'm not angry. I don't seek revenge of any sorts, but tragedies like this can be prevented.
According to family, an officer at the scene told them the sign was old, rusted, and missing a bolt. The family filed a lawsuit in October of 2023, accusing the company of negligence. Court records show a Hardin County judge dismissed the lawsuit on September 12th after all parties reached a settlement. The details of that settlement were not disclosed. Also in Elizabethtown, Hardin County leaders are considering whether to sell nearly 200 acres of land near a landfill. Last fall, the Kentucky Heritage Land Conservation Fund submitted a proposal to purchase unused land near the Pearl Hollow landfill. In a social media post on Friday, Hardin County government explained that if sold, the land sale would bring in $500,000, saying, quote, "These funds could be directed immediately to strengthen rural fire protection, improve EMS response, and support essential county services across the board." Officials say the decision is now up to the county fiscal court. They will decide to either keep the 193 acres under county ownership, with the county responsible for liability and upkeep, or to transfer it to the Kentucky Heritage Land Conservation Fund for permanent protection. The Hardin County Fiscal Court's next meeting is scheduled for September 23rd at 5:30 p.m. A Kentucky lawmaker wants more frequent checks on the safety of your roads. The proposal would put the responsibility on the state transportation cabinet. Many state roads in Nelson County show worn out yellow paint that's not visible anymore, which makes it extremely dangerous at nighttime. Nelson County Emergency Management Director Brad Metcalf is in full support of a new proposal by State Representative Candy Massaroni to require more regular quality checks of state roads across Kentucky.
But if we can't see the roads ourselves, we have to slow down to make sure that we're not the next accident. We're trying to get to that scene, not become the next victim.
Transportation Cabinet says it's continuing to work with the bill sponsors to provide, quote, relevant and accurate information to inform their legislative proposals. Massaroni plans to file the bill in next year's legislative session. And now we have a live look from our Trimark cameras showing some traffic right now around the fairgrounds, and that parking lot around the fairgrounds actually was full for Louder Than Life. Yesterday, LMPD shared that parking at the Kentucky Fairgrounds had reached its maximum capacity yesterday for cars, and that just happened around 4 p.m. People could still enter and walk into Louder Than Life Festival, though, but the main gates were closed to cars, allowing only shuttles in. But some good news for people going to the festival. Tark and Park are teaming up again this weekend, offering transportation services to and from the festival. For just about $15, you can park downtown at the Park Garage and take bus number 2 at 1st and Liberty Street straight to Louder Than Life. From the festival, you'll take bus 2 again near Gate 4 at Crittenden Drive. That's across from the Arby's to get back downtown. Rides are about 25 minutes each way, and buses run until midnight. Two-time rider Grant McPherson tells us how easy the service is to use.
Yesterday it was super nice. We just came down, we got a hotel nearby, and we just walked down, hop on the bus. Luckily yesterday we left a little bit later, so it was very empty and very nice.
We have a link to buy passes on our website, WHAS11.com. You can just look for it under the links mentioned during newscast story. That's right on the homepage. It's a day to get girls interested in a male-dominated world, which is aviation. And what better place to start their love of flying than at Bowman Field, where they have a flight simulator for students. Girls spent the day learning about piloting, aviation, mechanics, and management.
Well, it's a very underutilized field for women. It's male-dominated field. At least pilots, ATC, mechanics, all of those different aviation fields. So we're just trying to raise awareness to let the girls know that they can grow up and do this job someday, and that it's available for anyone to do it.
This is the 7th annual event, and more than 300 girls along with their families attended the event today. Yesterday in Indiana, members of the Highlander Fire Protection District were recognized.
That's for your sister.
Just a few weeks ago on August 25th, a team successfully delivered a baby at a house in Floyd's Knobs. The team's quick and calm action led to a positive and happy outcome for the family. And last night, they were awarded with the first ever Stork Award.
Noticed quickly that the cord was wrapped around the baby's neck. So he was able to remove the cord, and then it was a very smooth delivery after that.
They went from the anxiety and the stress and overwhelming of what the situation was. Once it was a successful childbirth, then of course I think it's normal to be overwhelmed and overcome with emotion. It's a very special, beautiful thing to have happen.
The family and the newborn baby were all there yesterday to see the award.